It's rewarding, it's interesting, it's also challenging, but most of all I'd say it's rewarding.
I like being a volunteer because it makes me feel that I'm using some of my time to help other people.
It's very rewarding. I find that I probably get back as much as I give or more than I give, and I really enjoy the experience, and it's nice to know that you're giving somebody a nice break from the caring role.
Well, it's very difficult to sum up quickly what being a volunteer is, and it surprised me how it has become something that I enjoy doing a lot and look forward to doing on a regular basis.
Best way to describe it, if you get up in the morning and you're going caring, it's just a lovely thing to do. That sums it all up, really.
Been volunteering for 5 years now. What attracted me to it? When I retired, I wanted to do some sort of voluntary work. I knew what I didn't want to do. I didn't want to work in a charity shop or that sort of thing. So that's why this sort of occupation appealed to me.
I've been volunteering for just over 5 years. When I retired, I decided I wanted to do volunteer work, and I've always worked in care work, looking after people with dementia and learning disabilities and things. So I thought I would like to do something totally different. But a dear friend of mine had, her husband was diagnosed with dementia, and he went downhill very quickly. And I could see in her the need to have a break from her caring role. Then in the same week there was an advert in the paper for Association of Carers. So that's what I did. I just applied and that's it.
I've forgotten how long I've been doing it for. I think it's about nearly 2 years. And first found out about the Association of Carers from a talk that was given at the WI that I belong to. And I listened to the talk thinking, oh, can't give the commitment to go and care for somebody all the time. But when they talked about computer help at home, I thought, oh, that's something I do, I find easy, and I already teach on a voluntary basis a couple of my friends who are finding it very difficult to come to grips with new technology.
When I retired, decided that I needed to do something. I really wasn't sure about being a sitter for people, so I took what I could do, which is driving. So I chose to drive volunteers to sit with cared for people while the carers had a break.
Well, I've now been volunteering for 11 years, and after I retired, obviously you want to do something when you retire, and because I sort of like helping people and always have, I saw an advert in there, I think it was a Friday ad, and it got my interest, so I signed up.
My first assignment as a volunteer, he was a 95-year-old gentleman with dementia. They lived right out in the country, and his wife was just grateful to have the time to be able to go out and do a little bit of shopping. And this 95-year-old man, although he had dementia, he had a nice little sense of humour. And in fact, there were elements of my own father about him, which sort of made it so much easier to sit with him. And he used to be in the army, so we'd talk about things in the army. He used to play cricket, so we'd talk about cricket. And that was the experience, the fact that it was interesting for me, but also you felt you were contributing something.
Certainly one of my first assignments was to meet an elderly couple who had been married for over 60 years, I think, and she was suffering from dementia and he was having to manage on his own, working around her, and their son got married and they weren't able to go to the wedding, but with being able to use the computer, we looked at where the venue was on a map, we looked at pictures of the venue, and on the actual day of the wedding they had a live video link to watch their son get married on FaceTime, which is the most amazing thing ever, I thought.
Well, it was 11 years ago, so that must be a couple I went to at Battle, and that was the first one, and it's sort of like, you know, the unknown quantity. You don't know what's going to happen, but you know you're going to enjoy it because that's what you want to do. But you just get there, and 100% of the people, well, 99% of the people, as soon as you get there, they're so friendly, and they welcome you into your home, and you just feel at home there.
It's just a general feeling of perhaps being part of somebody's life and making their life a little bit easier.
It makes me feel really good. Yeah, to sort of think that you're going out and helping somebody. I mean, if you yourself have had a good life and your things have gone well, to know there's people out there who want help, it's such a pleasure to go and help them.
Initially, when you meet a new person to visit, you think, well, do they really need this help? And quickly, within an hour, you just see how absolutely what a huge difference you can make to their lives, and that has moved me a lot. And also just realising how lucky I am in my own life, that I'm not having to deal with the problems that they're having to deal with on a daily basis.
But I feel that I'm giving something back. It makes me feel good to know that people who are at home caring for people get a break in the day.
It makes you feel as if you're contributing something positive, you know. So again, when you retire, the things that you were used to in your working life are no longer there. So it's nice to have the opportunity to sort of put something back, if you like.
It makes me feel as if I've done something really useful, something really appreciated.
Well, that's very simple to answer. It's just like friendship, quite a long-lasting friendships.
Well, they're a bit like kittens to me. I seem to be accumulating quite a lot of them because it's very difficult to let them go because they become friends.
I, as a driver, see the volunteers. I think we have quite fun. We have a laugh about my driving from A to B, and also picking them up again. And yes, I get on well when we meet up for the association lunch and things like that. People are pleased to see me, so I have a good relationship with the volunteers.
The people you support, you become, you know, very emotionally involved with them over a period of time. You're involved with the family, obviously. You know, in my case, I've been sitting with gentlemen, so it's the wives that can go out while I'm there and do things. But when they come back, and we'll sit and we'll have a chat. So you're involved with the whole family and the whole setup.
Well, obviously, the longer you know somebody, the sort of relationship gets, it changes. And the lady that I sit with the breathing problems, it's a very different relationship to the other lady, because we just kind of sit and talk. Sometimes the television's on and we sit and chat. But, you know, very nice. But the other lady and her husband, I feel as if I've got quite close to. And I enjoy their company. And we get on as friends, really, just as much as being a volunteer. I feel that we're friends.
Very beneficial, simply because, again, it goes back to what aspirations you've got out of life, and I just always liked, even from a child, helping people, and it's just a sort of follow on. So when I retired, I thought, what should I do? I thought, well, I'll volunteer. It's better than going to work.
Well, the best thing about teaching anything is that you have to learn about it yourself. So I'm teaching myself when I'm teaching them, and I'm realising just how to communicate with people.
For me, I think it helps me contribute something and feel that even though I'm retired, I'm still providing something that's useful. Also, being very selfish, it gives structure to my week, because it means that I can do my volunteering and I know that those days I've got to do that, yeah? So it's important to me to give structure to my week.
Just makes me feel good and hopefully improves my life, because I know that I'm not just wasting the time I've got. When you're retired and you're on your own, there aren't a lot of things you can do to fill up your time all the time, but this makes me feel that I'm doing some good.
That's very important, and you never feel as though you're alone. You know that they're just a phone call away, or they're always there to give you the support.
Oh, the support is 100%. Any problems, they're only on the end of the phone, and you just give them a call, and they're always there to help you and support you in whatever you do.
The support is second to none. It's really good. All the staff here, they help. Any problems they sort out pretty quick, and it's nothing to complain about whatsoever.
I think you may initially think, oh, I haven't got the time commitment, or that's something I couldn't do because I don't have the skills. And I think you'll realise that something that you take for granted that you can do quite easily is something that somebody else is a lifeline to them. And that maybe 2 hours a week really is nothing, and you can fit it in with going shopping afterwards, and it's just part of an everyday occurrence.
Oh yes, I'd say do it. I am amazed by the people I have in my car, the volunteers who sit with people, and for the reasons they do it, and I think they're wonderful. I would say to anybody, if you've got the time to do it, because it helps the Association of Carers, and also it's good for your well-being and your feeling. You know you're doing something for these people who can't help themselves.
It's rewarding, and it's also challenging, but it's so interesting. You're in situations that you wouldn't normally be in. So yes, if you can contribute that amount of time, because basically that's what you're giving, it's just rewarding.
Oh, do it. Do it. You will never regret it. As I said before, it's a two-way thing. You certainly get back more than you give. And if you can make somebody's life that little bit easier, then yeah, just go for it.